Welcome everybody. We are the League of Amazing Programmers, and we're excited to tell you about our program. So I'm waving at you, but you can't see me. Okay. And so yeah, we're the League of Amazing Programmers. We're building San Diego's future tech force, and I'm going to show you what we mean by that. So who we are. So we were founded in 2006. We're a 501c3 nonprofit based in San Diego. And we are the best coding school ever, and we're teaching online and in-person classes, and we focus on a language called Java, and we teach grades 5th through 12th grade. And there's a few reasons we focus on Java, which I might explain later. Our mission is to ignite young minds through programming. So we find that the students that have been in our program a long time, they develop a lot of curiosities and learn tons about computer science and technology, and it's really rewarding to see our students. And like I'm looking right here, I see Andrew, his face. He's at Berkeley right now. This is Sarah. She has an internship at Microsoft. So yeah, so I could go on. And TJ, he's got an internship as well in computer science. These were some of the original, or actually they were from like 2006. Anyway, going on. So what's different about the league? So we have small classes. Online, we're doing classes of 4 roughly. And we do them weekly, every week. They're an hour and a half. We do them year round. And what's special about the league, I think, is just the sense of community. We have just a great group of people, a great group of instructors, and we are a nonprofit, and we have a great group of volunteers, and they all contribute to a really amazing community. And we have a path to professional certification. I can do that. So, the volunteers, they come and they bring their industry experience, and also we have this. We do prep them for the Oracle exam, which we'll talk about later. Okay. And with that, let me introduce you. So, by the way, my name's Keith, and I'm the Director of Education. Should have mentioned that. And with me, I have one of our lead instructors, Jackie. So from here, I'll let Jackie take over and tell you a little bit more about our program.
Thanks, Keith. So as Steve Jobs, that famous computer expert, said, everyone should learn to program a computer because it teaches you how to think. So even if you're not a computer nerd and you might not see that computers are a career for you, it's a really good skill to develop, because those logical processes of using technology actually do translate to a whole bunch of different career paths or academic paths. And it used to be that you had to wait till you got to college before you could start computer programming. And the founder of the league said, you know what, we don't have to wait till kids are in college. They can code in school, and you can start learning now and start with the league. And we start, as Keith already said, in 5th grade. So next slide, please. So where can you learn from the league? Obviously, right now, everything is online. We have no idea when that's going to change. But this picture basically shows what we have done in the past and what we anticipate returning to at some point when we can teach in person. So the league curriculum is an online curriculum, so it can be accessed from a bunch of different locations. As you can see at the top in the middle there, the league's campus is in Carmel Valley. That's our headquarters. That's where our classrooms are located. But we also teach out of school campuses. We are in a number of the San Marcos School District schools right now. We're also in a number of the San Diego Unified schools. We teach inside the classroom when we are able to. And we're also in a number of libraries, including the San Diego Downtown Library opposite Petco Park there, Valencia Park, and Logan Heights. Right now, all of these students are connecting to us via Zoom, obviously online. We have some homeschool students that connect to us as part of their curriculum. I don't want to put anybody off with the online class window that you see there with all of those students. There are actually 4 teachers assigned to that one event. So once the class starts, they're broken down into small breakout rooms. So as Keith said, we maximize at the moment around 4-to-1 student to teacher ratio online. We found that to be the optimum for maximum class size. So our program really comes down into three broad stages. The first stage, step one there, which we've labeled Java literate, that can take somebody who's got no experience whatsoever. They've never coded a day in their life. They can come into our program. There's an introductory level, a workshop level where we just give everybody an introduction to the basic steps, and we take them all the way up to the point where they can basically build their own game in Java. And so they'll be designing and building their own game by the end of that phase. In step two, in the middle, if students want to take it to a slightly more academic, slightly higher level, that's what we call Java Fluent. And they will learn all the elements of Java that would be required for example, the AP Computer Science A exam. It's that kind of content. It's not a requirement to take any of these exams. It's just giving you an idea of what sort of things you would learn at that level. And the third phase, if students want to take it even further, they can collaborate with other students in the league and actually build projects and build programs together. And if they wish to, there's an Oracle certification, which is a professional qualification that they could be prepared to take as part of our services, part of our classes in the league. We have 10 levels that split down into like kind of these three phases. The nice thing about our program is it's self-paced. Students can go as fast or as slow as they like. They're not gated by like the whole class. Everybody's working on their own assignment at each time. And at the end of each level, they will have a portfolio of finished code and also certifications for each of the levels completed. Right. So here's an example of what you might start at in our first level when you start at the league. We try to keep it fun and we try to keep it interesting. So we will find a picture of a cat. The student might go out and find their own picture of the cat that they wish to use for this. And depending again on how far they want to go with it, we start with putting the dots on the eyes. This is called Terminator Cat. The idea of this recipe is to shoot lasers out of the cat's eye. And so if we demonstrate that shooting laser, and students who are a little bit further on ahead can put sounds in there if they want to. They can change the color of the laser. They can change the picture of the cat. So this is the sort of fun stuff that people get to start with. Our program is really experiential. It's not like a lecture. You will go get this thing. It's like, hey, try this, go get a picture, see what you can make out of it. And students will complete it at their own pace. The next level, we really introduce more object-oriented programming concepts. These are things that Java is very good at, and building a graphical user interface, which is just basically putting things on the screen in Windows like we would see on any application that you would use at home on a computer. You can see this is on the left side of the screen here is a sample classroom of our campus in Carmel Valley. Fairly full at that point, as you can see, but we've got 3 teachers in there teaching those students. And on the right side is an example of a class that we would have in the downtown library in San Diego downtown. And here's an example of some of our more advanced students also acting as teacher assistants inside the classroom. And that's something we love to offer at the league. Students can get volunteer hours, especially if like high school students who are looking for volunteer hours as part of their graduation. They can help other students and share the knowledge that they've gained. And it really helps also cement their knowledge by teaching other students. The last part of the initial level is to make your own game. And we just put up a screen in a minute of a few of the examples. Here is where everyone can really get into their own creativity. Kids who are really into art can make their own images, can make their own pictures. Someone who's more logical brainy might do something like the reversey Othello game that you see there. But really everybody gets to express their personality through their own code at this level. It's the culmination of that first step. And the next step, as I mentioned before, a little bit more academic. College level material is covered here. This is where curriculum is very similar to what you would expect to learn in the AP Computer Science A curriculum if you were taking that at high school. And I would just say that we teach much of the same materials to some high schools who don't offer, like I believe San Marcos High School and Hoover High School, 2 of the schools that we teach, they don't actually currently have an AP Computer Science A class that students can take. So they learn all of the material with us. and then are eligible to take a College Board AP exam with that knowledge. We have a lot of students who take this option just because it's a good for their resume, obviously, when applying to college. And it also helps them cement their league knowledge in a more formal academic sense, in addition to the portfolio that we talked about earlier that they've accumulated with us. This is all optional, of course. You can just take our classes and have fun and learn how to code. You don't have to enter exams, but it's there for you if that's what you would like to do. I'm going to hand it back to Keith for the higher levels of the program.
Okay, yeah, and so this is some of my favorite parts about the league is just the depth of our program. So after you reach, after you reach level 6, which can take a while, you're doing a lot more advanced projects, and you're learning how to collaborate as a team and learning like professional level skills in working on a project, collaborating with others, and working in a flow. And what we're looking at now, this is a popular website called GitHub, where the students often push their code. But here you can see they're adding new features to something called a Discord bot, which is a popular chat app. But it's just really kind of amazing what they're doing at this point. And after level 6, we have them go out and take what they've learned and work on what's called the Project for Social Good. And this is where they work on a project, with the ultimate goal of giving back to the community. And on the left here, you can see here's two students. This is Delara and Meredith. I think Delara goes to USC now, and Meredith, I think, is still in high school. But they were able to build a web application for a nonprofit organization, a garden club, and it was really great. And the organization was really appreciative of that. On the right, we have another group, and they really talented kids. That this is Lucas over here, and apparently they're Star Trek fans, and they built an app in collaboration with Feeding America and San Diego Food Bank, and it was a food service locator, and this was on their website for many years, and I think it's since been updated. But this group actually built the app from scratch, and they did so under the guidance of their mentor, who is a professional programmer who's volunteering with the league. His name's Phil, and Lucas still volunteers at the league. And he's actually doing really amazing. He's in high school, just doing amazing. You can see Lucas' brain grew here. It's a little bigger. So he, after the Project for Social Good, one of the focuses is to get the Oracle certification, which is like I mentioned earlier, it's professional level certification. And it just kind of proves the level of skill that they acquired, and in addition to all the great projects that they worked on. So here's an article about some of our students, but we've since had dozens and dozens of students complete the Oracle exam. And in addition to our curriculum, we also do regular competitions. Obviously, we're not going to do that right now, but you can see here on the left, we have a competition we did at a company called ForcePoint. So ForcePoint is a security company that was kind of let us in and hold a competition, and you can see in the blue shirts, their employees came down and helped our students. And then we were planning an IROC competition for June 2020, and you can guess what happened to that. So but that's also a great annual competition that we did for about 10 years. So this is we try to pay challenges. This was the D4SD, which was a competition for UCSD students and adults, and we had four teams from the league enter, and I was really surprised that one of the teams was a finalist, or two of the teams were finalists, and then one of the team actually won the grand prize. So the judges had no knowledge that they weren't adults or UCSD students. They had no knowledge about who the students were, and they actually become the grand prize there. This is a photo of some of the volunteers and staff that work on at the league. The many we've since grown a bit, and our staff come from all different kinds of companies. Amazon. One of our students recently, Lucas, the one I was mentioning, he told me today actually that he got an internship, or he's a candidate for an internship. He was recommended by one of the employees at Amazon, who was a volunteer teacher, who saw how amazing he was doing, and so hopefully he'll get that. So it's kind of amazing that they start from nothing and they could potentially get these internships. This is you can see on the right some other VISAT internship that we set up, which is really cool. Here's an example. It's just amazing what the league is doing in the community, and I think Oscar, he kind of exemplifies what the students can achieve. He passed the Oracle exam, and he also is attending UCSD and studying computer science, and he's just doing a really great job. This is another student, Isis. She started classes at the downtown library with our volunteer Michio, and she was the 2019 recipient of the Girls Living STEM Award, which is a national award. It's pretty amazing. So hopefully, I know it's pretty quick. Hopefully you get an idea of what we're trying to create at the league. So here, this is our current setup at Carmel Valley. And this is what we're really trying to become. This is the Hogwarts of coding, if you're familiar with this building. So, okay, and you can learn more at jointheleague.org or call this number